Chapter 25. Extended Days in Reno. The following day, they have more conversations about the coins, but they seem to think their original theories are pretty close to the truth. After about the third conversation, Brian has an idea. I think we should test our coins a little.
Good idea,
says Maria.
Can I try the sword coin? Asks Kai.
She stands up and she pops a strawberry-flavored candy into her mouth.
I want to see my sword color,
she says around her piece of candy.
Sure,
says Maria. We should all know how to use each other's coins, and activating them the first time is the hardest. Kai tries a sword coin to see her sword color. She's amazed to see a reddish-brown sword.
It's like my hair color. I just need matching shoes.
Then she focuses, and she summons a similar colored bow.
I probably shouldn't shoot in here. These arrows are deadly.
Next, Brian and Maria try using Kai's key coin to unlock and lock Brian's bedroom door.
I have a test,
says Kai, around a watermelon-flavored candy.
Maria, I will magically lock Brian's door, and you try to slice it with your sword.
She grabs Brian by the arm and pulls him into his room.
We'll let you know when you can cut through,
Maria replies.
We should also test how long a door stayed locked,
Kai says.
Good idea. Ready? Set?
Kai closes the door and stands back.
Go!
Maria summons her sword and swings at the door. Her sword bounces off the door and she almost slices into the hotel bar.
Whoops!
Next, she stabs the door. Her sword hand jars to a stop when it hits the door. She drops the coin, and her sword disappears.
Ow! I can't cut through!
She yells at Brian and Kai. She bends down and picks up her coin.
I'm afraid to use an arrow. I don't want to shoot myself,
she says while leaning against the door. Kai replies,
We heard you hit the door, but you didn't make it through. So it stops physical and magical attacks. Sweet! Okay, let's wait 10 minutes and try to open the door.
Kai gets close to Brian.
What are we going to do for 10 minutes? All alone.
Brian's mouth drops open. Kai grabs the candy out of her mouth and she pops it into Brian's mouth. Hey, he says. Kai laughs a huge belly laugh.
You should have seen your face. I couldn't resist.
Brian smiles and bites down on the candy. Oh, it's watermelon, he says loudly. A muffled Maria says,
What's watermelon?
Kai yells out,
My lipstick.
Brian's face turns bright red. Kai starts to laugh. Maria yells,
Behave, young man.
Kai laughs harder. Brian smiles, sits on the bed. He thinks, this is going to be a long 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the door doesn't open for Brian or Maria.
I didn't think this through. It's boring in here. We should go out there and set a timer. Unless you can think of something better to do,
says Kai with a raised eyebrow. Brian quickly goes to the door. Yeah, let's go out there and set a timer. They determine that after exactly 1 hour, the magically locked door can be opened by anyone. Brian comes up with another test. I want you to go into the bathroom. Then I will hide with my coin. Then I want you to try and find me. Kai hops up from the couch from where she's sitting.
Yes, that sounds fun. Let's go, Maria,
says Kai as she pulls on Maria's arm. After they enter the bathroom, Brian walks into the room with the twin beds, and he stands between the beds. He uses his coin to go invisible. After 10 seconds, Kai opens the door.
And 10. Here we come,
says Kai. The women walk around the rooms waving their hands in front of them. Kai gets really close to touching Brian, and he shuffles back.
I hear you,
says Kai. She picks up a pillow, and she throws it at Brian's location. It seems to bounce off an invisible wall.
There you are,
says Kai. She grabs another pillow. Brian tries to quickly crawl over the bed, and he suddenly appears to Kai.
I see you.
Interesting. When I make a large movement, you can see me. But when I was in the car, I was invisible, says Brian.
So your movements make you appear, but something else moving you doesn't. That's good to know,
says Kai. She throws her pillow at Brian's head and runs out of the room laughing. Maria and Kai also use Brian's coin to hide. Maria has similar results as Brian. However, when Kai makes any slight movements, she reappears.
I think I had that coin too long, says Kai. It's burned out for me. I think that's why I was so depressed and desperate to get rid of it. The key coin is still new, and I'm still figuring it out.
After everyone's had a chance to try all 6 powers, find, hide, unlock, lock, sword, and bow, they decide to rest, take a mental break, and watch some free movies. Kai thinks,
Hey, Will, wherever you are, they even have spicy movies here.
Chapter 26. Extended Days in Reno. The following morning, after Brian tries to find an escape route and fails once again, he thinks of a simple test. He's surprised they didn't try it earlier. He walks out into the living area. He sees Maria and Kai lying on the opposite ends of the couch. Their legs intertwine as they watch some morning show. I think we should test using 2 coins at once. Kai looks at Maria.
Will that work? I always try to concentrate on the one power I'm using at the time. Can you concentrate on 2?
Maria replies. We can try. I'll hide and hold your sword, Maria. Or I can hide and lock the door of Kai's coin, says Brian as he taps his bedroom door.
Catch!
Says Kai. She tosses the key coin to Brian. He catches it and puts it into his left hand. He pulls out his fine coin with his right hand. Here I go, says Brian. He closes his hand on his fine coin and he thinks. Hide! He blinks out of resistance from Maria and Kai. Okay, I'm gonna lock the door. He touches his bedroom door with his fist containing the key coin. He thinks. Lock! Brian feels a flipping in his stomach. His head starts to spin. The light from the hotel window gets increasingly brighter. He thinks, why is the light purple? He falls forward like a cut tree. As he falls, he turns his head and looks at Maria and Kai. He thinks, what are they looking at? He barely misses hitting the TV on the wall and the coffee table. Maria and Kai hear a slam on the ground. They sit back in shock. Ah! Exclaims Maria. Yep! Exclaims Kai. They look down at the floor at the source of the sound. They see an unconscious Brian. His hands have relaxed and the coins have fallen to the carpet.
Oh no!
Says Kai as she rushes off the couch and around one side of the coffee table. Maria runs around the other. Maria checks his neck, his pulse, and his breathing. She peels up an eyelid and sees his eyes dilate due to the window light.
Roll him to his side,
says Maria. Kai and Maria grab his shoulder and roll him to his left shoulder. Maria looks at Brian's face. She sees a bruise starting to form on his left cheek. Brian starts to moan. He cracks open his eyes, and he sees the silhouettes of 2 women, one with hair glowing and flowing around her head, and one with a long, luxurious ponytail. Angels? He says in a soft voice.
What? Are you okay?
Asks Kai. Brian starts to regain his senses, and he sits up. His left cheek is throbbing. Why am I down here? Why does my face hurt? Asks Brian. Kai glances at Maria.
You don't remember?
She asks. Brian replies, I was thinking we could test using 2 coins at once, and then... Oh, I remember now. We probably shouldn't do that. Maria gets up and starts walking towards the fridge. You need ice for your face, and you should probably lay down for a while. With Kai's help, Brian gets up and walks to his bedroom door. Brian bumps into the door when it doesn't open. Oof, can you unlock it? I need to lay down, asks Brian. Kai picks up the dropped coins, and she unlocks the door. As Brian walks into the room, she hands him his coin. Thanks. Brian lays down and sleeps for the rest of the day. The following few days, they spend their time watching movies and playing free games to pass the time. They at first feared their hotel room door would be attacked and open at any time. But after each subsequent day, they relaxed a little further. On the 4th day of hiding, Brian finds Maria's toy purchase while looking for some snacks. What's this? Asks Brian. He walks to the coffee table. He grabs the head of the top and 5 of his fingers. He places the nail slide down on the coffee table, and he spins his hand and releases the top. It falls over after half a spin. Oh, that's a toy we played with as kids, says Maria. In Spanish, it's called a trompo. Let me show you how it works. She finds the top's package and finds the enclosed string. She rolls up the string and ties a knot on each end of the string. She grabs the top and places a knot on the string along the head of the top. She winds the string around the top's head, then around the knot. She pulls the string to the nail on the bottom of the top and loops the string around the nail. Next, she carefully wraps the string around the top's bottom and winds the string around the top like a sewing machine bobbin. When the string is about halfway up the top, she stops wrapping. She wraps the remaining string around her index and middle fingers. She places the top into her palm with the nail facing up. This is how you prepare the trompo, says Maria. Then, you need to throw it at the ground, kind of like throwing a baseball. The string will start to unwind. Then, you need to pull your arm back real fast before the string is completely off the top. It will add more spinning power. She looks around the room. It won't really work on the carpet. She looks at the tile in the kitchen area, and she raises her shoulders up and down. That'll work. She walks to the carpet's edge next to the kitchen. Kai, stand on my left. Hold your palm out.
Okay,
says Kai, raising a single eyebrow. Maria whips her arm forward and releases the top. She quickly pulls her arm back. The top flies at the tile floor and lands on the rounded off nail. It wobbles for a moment. Then due to the spinning top's momentum, it corrects itself and stands straight up. Maria walks to the top, bends over, and places her hand palm up near the spinning top. The top spins between her index and middle finger. She quickly bends her index finger and then hits the top with her finger. The top hits a web of skin between her fingers and hops into her palm. The top continues to spin on her palm. A small whirring sound is emitted as it spins. The nail tickles Maria's palm. She turns around towards Kai and brings the hand containing the top nearest Kai's palm. Kai's eyes open wide. Maria smiles and turns her palm 45 degrees toward Kai's palm. The spinning top lands on Kai's palm, nail down. "Yeah!" exclaims Kai as the top continues to spin on her palm. "That's cool," says Brian. After a few seconds, the top loses its momentum and falls over. It rolls off Kai's palm and onto the carpet floor.
"That was weird," says Kai. "It tickles." When we were kids, we'd play different games with the trumples. For one game, we would have two people throw their tops on the ground at the same time, and one person would pick their top up, just like I did, and attack the other top. We try to knock the other top out of the circle in the dirt. Sometimes we played that same game, but we try to destroy each other's tops. My favorite game was when each person had a coin, like a penny placed in a dirt circle. Then we'd throw our tops one at a time, and we would pick them up. We'd walk to the circle and aim at someone else's coin. We'd drop our top on top of the coin and try to knock it out of the circle. If your coin was knocked out of the circle, you were out of the game. The last coin in the circle wins. "Last coin in the circle wins," mumbles Brian. Maria nods and glances at the kitchen floor. "Whoops! I made a small dent in the tile. We probably shouldn't play this game in here." Chapter 27. Casa del Fuego, Santa Barbara, California. Mr. Austin answers an incoming call on a secure line. "Here, report." "Sir, this is Mancini. The forensics department found 2 of your lost coins in the Peterson Cemetery." "Excellent. Do you have them?" "Not yet, sir. They are in evidence. I just found out, and I knew you'd want to know. I can get them pretty easily." "Good. You'll receive a normal bonus once we collect those coins from you. What about the other targets and my other coins?" "Still searching, sir. We have men everywhere. We will find them." Mr. Austin pauses for a moment and thinks. "Mancini, I have a change of plans. You're being promoted. I will send someone to collect one of my lost coins, and I want you to have the other one," says Austin. "Really, sir? A promotion? Thank you," says Officer Mancini. "Meet my man with the coins, and he'll show you what it means to be promoted in my organization." "Yes, sir." "Also, I'm sending an early payment to you, Mancini. I want those other coins." "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." Mr. Austin walks to his laptop and types into his messaging app. "Promote Mancini to player status. Send number 1 for training and recruitment." Affirmative. Then a moment later he reads, "Mancini activated as player number 11. Deposit 500K to number 11. Deposit confirmed." He types, "Status of number 8. Status, active. Last location, Southwest Scotland. Current location, Nevada." "Good. We can't allow these players to move around freely. We need to tighten the noose."